Good morning, guys. Welcome to Simply Fishing. I'm Lowell Henderson, your host. I've just finished fishing the first point of the brand new Duck River Reservoir Lake built here in Coleman County, and got 3 bites on the very first point, not even 100 yards from where I parked, well, from the boat ramp, basically. The talk on the lake right now is fish points and keep fishing points, and I'm marking all kinds of fish as I cross this point. They look like they're in anywhere from 4 to 10 to 12 feet of water. A lot of that could be brush. This is a brand new lake. It still has a ton of brush in it. So we're just going to do a little exploring. We're going to see what the bottom contour looks like. It pretty much follows the shoreline, but there's a ton of brush. Lots of cover still on the bank. This has only been impounded for just a couple, 2-3 years, and just now, which most of you watching this, you're already going to know, it's just been opened a week or so at the time I'm shooting this video. So it's pretty exciting to get on a new water supply that you've never been on, especially one that is this young. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I'll get my back camera rolling here in a little while and show you some of that. Got good water depth. I'm paddling along. I'm still about 30 feet off the bank, and it's hanging tough right about 18 feet deep as I go along. Still showing lots of arches. And I'm gonna make my way back to this pocket. I know most people that have been telling me stories already of what I'm missing out on. Say hit the points. Well, I'm gonna hit the points, but I can't pass up buckbrush out in these pockets when it's got good water depths all around them either. So I'm gonna pull up out here in about, I'm gonna say 20 feet of water, because it's hanging 18 feet, slowly getting shallower, 17 feet. Lots of arches. I'm gonna assume that a lot of these arches are probably bushes. We're gonna drop the anchor. We're gonna set up camp right out here in the back of this pocket. There's a bite. What do we got here? Ultralight baby bass crankbait. Gotta be another bluegill. Oh yeah. No. I've heard some guys catching some really nice ones. My 2 so far, about the same size. Beautiful, healthy. I gotta think these may be the ones that were stocked. Oh, give me my little hook. One little hook holding up the works. Back you go. Not very big. Beautiful colors. Hitting a little baby bass. Now these fish are located out off of the brush. So if any of you guys want to come over here and catch some bluegill, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. Find the brush, 10, 12 to 15 feet of water. Whether you're fishing live bait or artificials, I think you're gonna do just fine. The water temp's not too hot. And there's an endless supply right now of buckbrush standing, which now I'm facing back where I came from. So I'm gonna throw back behind me just a little. I'm probably gonna get hung through right in the middle of a brush pile. Oh, that was a bite. There we go, he came back. Oh, I don't believe that's gonna be a, that's a little different species. That's something I was hoping I was gonna find. Let's let everybody see this little bad boy. Look at this, my first crappie. That's what I thought might be around this brush. Little paper mouse. Boy, I had him stuck. Want to be gentle. Little young crappie. Beautiful colors. Look at that big old mouth. That's going to be a good one day. Beautiful. Now that's some good eating right there. That's going to be, by next year, we'll come out here and get us a few of those to put in the frying pan. So much fun when you can come out with an ultralight tackle, little 4-pound test line, have no idea what you'll catch or hook. Now I'm in an area now that the wind is kind of blocked off by the trees. But in order to get the bass that there we go. Oh no. I don't know what that was, but he inhaled. I'm gonna say that might have been a bass. Inhaled my little ultralight and broke me off before I even had a chance to do anything. That fish, I didn't even turn that fish around. There's some fish around these brush piles. We're gonna dig into my little box. See what I can come up with. Now I forgot the name of these little pin baits. But we're gonna try one of these little pin baits. We'll get it up here. Oh, drop it in the water. Because I know a bass will hit these, bluegill will hit these. Yeah, my line is scuffed up a little bit. I have run it across something possibly before I even got to the lake and scuffed it up. I really haven't touched anything out here in the water, and that fish didn't hit anything, so I had a bad place in my line before I ever made that cast. I'm lucky I landed those other couple of little brim. Check this. Yeah, that's much better. You know, that could have been a little spotted bass. You know, this little pin, you work it like a jerk bait and just twitch it along. That's what I'm about to do. See if I can't get whacked again. There we go. That's what I thought. We have found the crappie. The little jerk bait. Oh, the little fins are sharp. One little hook. Oh, two little hooks I rip. Woo! Got my own little hook. All right. Another little crappie. He's about the same size as the first one. We'll get him back in the water. Now we know we've got some crappie. We got some bluegill bunched up in the brush. Got some activity way over on the other side, over on the bank. Check my line. Line feels good. I didn't hit anything. Got a little blood going where I got finned. We're gonna put the jerk bait back into action. That fish hit that little old bait like it wanted it. I mean, really wanted it. I saw a huge flash come up out of the deeper water and just smack that thing. There he goes. There's another one. See what we got. Oh, that's gonna be, nope, another crappie. We are catching them in here. There we go. One hook, two hooks. Now you can see these are going to be the crappie that have been stocked. You can tell they're all the same size, look like little twins. But by this time next year, with the amount of food that's supposed to be in this lake, they'll be good eaters. As long as people will be responsible. This is going to be a lot of fun for a long time if people will take care of it. And I let the wind drift my little bait over on a limb. So I'm gonna have to go get it, regroup. Looking down the bank, I think I'm gonna set up on a different point. More brush. We're gonna drag out the plastic worm and throw on that point, as well as my little jerk baits. So once again, I'll see you guys when I get back. Stay tuned, more to come. Guys, that's my first cast out on a main lake point. This point also has a ton of buck brush coming around the point. Lots of fish oysters pulling up to this point, so I backed off before I got here. I'm not quite as deep a water as I was. May have pulled up too soon. Should have got off the bank a little more. I'm showing 10, almost 11 feet, but I know I can work my way off this point and still cover the deeper water. But a lot of times your fish in the middle of the hot summer days will be off the side of the points and run up on the points at night. And I may have got myself a little out of position for the time of day it is. Sun's up overhead. But we're gonna see, it's a new lake. Fish are scattered all over this lake. They're positioned on all the different kinds of cover. I've heard stories of crankbait fish being caught in the main channel. Right now I've decided to go with a drop shot leech. This leech is a prototype bait that I've been working on personally for about 3 or 4 years. And it's done very well on Smith Lake, where there are spotted bass, largemouth bass both. It's done very well on Lake Catoma. Lake Catoma has an excellent population of world-class spotted bass, just like Smith Lake does. They're often overlooked, but the regulars there will tell you there could very well be a world record spotted bass in that lake. And if it's not because the food's not there. There's a tremendous amount of food on Lake Catoma. This reservoir has it all. This new Duck River is going to be a tremendous fishery in the next 4 or 5 years. You'll start seeing 8, 9, 10 pounders come out of here before it peaks and levels back off. And you'll see some tournaments where it'll take a lot of weight to win when you come over here for some of these little wildcat tournaments. Now I'm going to put this in a little deeper water. I believe we're still going to be around brush. You can see the brush as it tapers off down in the water, and I'm almost certain it doesn't just stop right where I can't see it anymore. We're going to dabble in, I mean, you can feel every little bump and stick and rock. I've got some great rods that I use. Fathomworks rods builds me the best rods in the world. And I can tell you if I'm bumping on a stick, or I'm bumping on a rock, or I'm dragging it through the mud. They're that sensitive. And right now I came through the mud and came across a pile of, it felt like a pile of sticks, which is probably a small little buckbrush. If I get broke off again, I knew the water was going to be fairly clear, and it is. I'm going to go to a Texas rig worm with a little heavier line. Matter of fact, I'll double. I'll go from 6-pound test from this drop shot rig to 12-pound on my Texas rig. This bottom feels so neat. For those of you who don't understand that, when fishermen can feel things on the bottom. I could do without that bee. That fishermen like the diverse terrain. It just, because you know fish are in and out that sort of stuff. They hide in it, they live in it, their prey lives in it and hides in it. It's an attractant. And this is all natural right now. So we're gonna alternate deep to shallow, deep to shallow. I'm gonna give this a few tries. I may pull the little ultralight out and daub around in this buckbrush again, like we did back up the bank, and see if we can find another crappie or two if we can't find a bass here in just a minute. Now I'm in some rocks. This is so cool because you've got such a diverse bottom scape down there. The terrain is so diverse. You've got all these different features. It's a big puzzle. The panfish, the bluegill, the crappie, they're in the bushes. Where are the bass? For me, this time of day. Everybody else is catching them off of points. No reason why we shouldn't grab one or two off of this point. If not, we'll find a new point. Well guys, I've had my cameras off for a while, saving the battery life. I've moved quite a few places. I've searched out some bass. Oh, but what's been the most fun today has been the bluegill and the crappie. I have just absolutely had a blast with the ultralight rig on the new lake, fishing for the panfish. It's always fun. Got him. That's a good little chunk right there. That's an eater by anybody's standards. Now, I'm not sure about the bluegill and the crappie. Oh, he's trying to get off. Let me get him up here when you see them pretty colors. But the bluegill and the crappie seem to be together. They're in anywhere from 10 to 15 feet of water in the tops of these little old buck brush sticking up. You can come across, there's one. I've got in a good school here. Some of these schools, oh no, he's around something. Oh, he came off. He's loose. Some of these schools are far and few between, but when you come across them, man, you just really have so much fun. Oh, and they're strong. Oh, them fins sticking out. Easy. There. Oh, that's a chunk right there. That is a sure enough chunk. And he smacked that thing. Little baby bass pattern. Ultralight rig. Little baby bass pattern crankbait on an ultralight rig. Oh, give me that back. Now I'm gonna put you back in the water. Tough little mouth. And he hit that thing so hard. There's what my little bait looks like. I can't get it to flip over, but there it is. Let's see. That's one of those little chunks you can get your thumb in his mouth. Don't know if the camera really does that justice or not, but that's chunky little old fish. And I have got some line twist I may have to deal with. Anytime you get a little foul hook, get your bait fouled and it comes back spinning, it just twists up so bad. And I need to check it anyway because I felt that fish. He don't seem like he tore my line up. Excuse me. But I've got a little area in between. Oh, I thought I had another one. In between one set of buckbrush sticking out and another that seems to just be full of bluegill. I don't know how much battery life I've got left on my cameras, but I have absolutely had a good time. The wind's blown me around. I didn't get to really set up and fish for bass like I wanted to. So knowing where the bluegill should be, I've just been running all over catching brim, bluegill, and crappie this afternoon and just really enjoying it. It's as much fun as, and I can always come back on a different day and figure out what the bass are doing. But once you figure out something that's going on and you know where they are, it's so hard to not go after them. I did get my line broke a couple times today. 6-pound test on my drop shot rig. Probably should have came with 12 or more. Knowing this was a new lake, knowing there was going to be a lot of structure in the lake, a lot of things to snag on. So my 2 bass I have that I did feel, I have no idea how big they actually were because I didn't get to see them. Oh, there's a lot of fish right in here. They smack this thing. They don't always get it, but they hit it almost every cast. There's right at the boat he tried to get it. That's so much fun. I'm gonna put it at a different angle, bring it back across where they've been seeing it come through. See if they'll hit it a little better. Oh, there's a hit and a hit. They're still hitting it. I guess it's just hard for them to get. Some of these may be little,